Vikas Chaturvedi, and I am working as SRF in CSIR NCL. I am a PhD student, and my major work is related to electrochemical energy storage. And as part of my CSIR 800 program, we worked on current status of lithium-ion battery recycling with mathematical projections, domestic battery waste management, and relevant policy suggestions. So, as you all are aware that most of the battery waste are handled by the scrap dealers, and they use women and child laborers for separating the battery scrap, which is highly health hazardous, and this is a unmet need of society to provide a proper recycling solution. As you all are aware that India is moving towards the electrification of transport, and in the future we will get more and more electric vehicle batteries. So this we have chosen this topic to explore comprehensively, and as far as our team is concerned, we are a group of 6 people, and they have contributed on their part. As Siddharth has given the mathematical modeling and future projection, Apurva has taken care of current status of lithium-ion battery recycling. Kundan has reviewed the green technologies, especially the patented technologies. I have contributed on survey on domestic battery waste management. Anushka has taken care of waste battery collection drive. And finally, Tripura has reviewed the various policies implemented by the various government on global level, and also the battery waste management rule in India, which is recently published by the Indian government. And at the end, on the basis of our study, we have given some policy suggestion to Indian government.
Hi, I'm Siddharth Hule, and I'm working under the guidance of Dr. Kumar Vanka. As a part of the Societal Program Group, I will be presenting on mathematical modeling of lithium-ion battery recycling. Goal here is to show how lithium-ion battery recycling is very important and how it can be helpful to Indian economy. So what is the significance of mathematical model? Policymakers need to understand impact of their decision. They also need to understand effect of their policies in different scenarios. Mathematical modeling is vital to gain insight into the phenomenon and simulate future scenarios. It also saves time and money, and it will also attract potential investors because then they will understand whether the investment would be profitable or not. And this is the cost analysis or economical analysis. So this is average recovery of each of these metal over 100 years, and this is the present cost. And so if we multiply this number, we are saving lot of amount that are being invested into imports and manufacturing and all. So this is quite significant. This would be quite significant. If not this much, at least a fraction of this is also important for Indian economy. Thank you.
My name is Apurva. I have reviewed lithium-ion battery recycling processes in this social program. So there are 3 typical processes for lithium-ion battery: the pyrometallurgy, hydrometallurgy, and direct recycling process. As name suggested, pyrometallurgy itself uses high furnace treatment to recover the materials from lithium-ion batteries. The major advantage of using this technology, we can recover cobalt, the precious material which is used in cathode materials. However, the main disadvantage is like lithium and aluminum, which are the again main components of battery, are going into slag. In order to recover that material, again cost and energy required. So in all, this technology again asks for the more cost of the recycling process. In next hydrometallurgy process, it uses the hazardous acid treatment for the leaching of different components. But in this case of process, majority of battery components can be recovered. Only the main disadvantage is we have to use aqueous acid for the recycling or the recovery of materials. In direct recycling process, which is at a lab scale, not into the commercialization, still under research and development, which uses the black mass from the used battery and giving re-lithiation to the materials. We can use the electrodes for the smaller energy applications, like in agricultural application. We can have the motors for the lower motors of lower energy. Recently, there is one more technique which uses the biological metal reclamation, where the microorganisms are used for recovery of materials, which is beneficial in replacing the hazardous material to have the green revolution. Considering all these three types of battery recycling, we should have a recycling process which is more sustainable for the resources. As recycling itself suggests, we can recover materials from the used battery, and we can use that materials as the resources for the production of new materials for new batteries. If we see globally, there are foreign countries in China or European countries or US-based countries where some potential investors are coming for the recycling of battery, like LG or Hyundai, which are coming with the recycling plant. However, the fully established plant still need to come into the picture. Considering India, there is only one recycling company named Atero Private Limited, based in Noida, which claim it has the recycling plant and which has the consumers from Hyundai or the Volkswagen electric vehicles battery suppliers. So, in order to have the recycling processes feasible into India, the recycling process should be covering all types of battery, not even the electric vehicle, but it should cover the all portable and other battery chemistries to have the green.
My name is Kundan. So my contribution in our societal program is to review some green technologies which involves the use of leaching agent to extract precious metals from waste batteries. So in many developed or developing countries are promoting the recycling of waste batteries, but the problem is that if we go through most of the patents, they are using the leaching agents which are either harsh acid or harsh base. And if we consider our age now, so we are at the age from where either we can become example for our future generation or we will remain past. So future scenario demands the use of the leaching agents like which are environmental friendly, and to address those leaching agents, I have gone through some of the patents which involves the use of green reagents. So we can see some people are using glucose, fructose and other aldehydes to leach out some important metals, for example cobalt, nickel, in some cases lithium also. Some are using polyols or multi-compositional polyols, alcohols as a solvent to extract some of the metals. Some are using microorganisms to reach out those kind of precious metals, and this is very fascinating one. They are using agriculture products to reach out to extract and reach out the precious metals. So we can think of such kind of leaching agents to get those metals back.
So, as a part of our CSIR 800 project, we also have conducted a survey on domestic battery waste management to understand the battery usage and disposal behavior of the individuals. So, the survey was mainly conducted into two separate groups. The first group was exclusively for NCL people, which includes the data of on-campus battery waste collection drive, So the survey was mainly containing 3 different sections. The first section was related to the personal information. The second part was mainly to understand the basic knowledge of the respondents about the battery chemistries and battery standards, etc. The third part was mainly related to their battery usage behavior, which kind of battery they are using in different devices domestically, how they are discarding those battery. So in this way, to understand the overall battery uses of the individual, the survey was conducted and the outcome was used to analyze the individual's behavior.
जी खालिद भाई नमस्कार। सबसे पहले मैं चाहूँगा कि आप हमें अपने बारे में बताएं कि आप ये स्क्रैप का काम कब से कर रहे हैं और आप किन किन चीज़ों में डील करते हैं।
सर मेरा नाम मोहम्मद खालिद खान है। मेरी फर्म का नाम कैपिटल एंटरप्राइजेज है। मेरी फर्म रजिस्टर्ड है और सब लाइसेंस है मेरे पास सब चीज़ों की।
किन किन चीज़ों में काम करते हैं आप?
मेरा कॉपर ब्रास एल्युमिनियम में डील है।
कॉपर ब्रास और एल्यूमिनियम में डील करते हैं। सर आपको बैटरी के बारे में जानकारी है कि यहाँ पे किस तरीके की बैटरी का काम आता है?
बैटरी का काम तो ये जैसे मोटरसाइकिल, कार, ट्रक में निकलती हैं
जी,
ये फैक्ट्रीज वगैरह में निकलती हैं। वो गवर्नमेंट के ऑक्शन होते हैं, नीलाम होते हैं, टेंडर होते हैं
जी।
ऑनलाइन भी माल लिया खरीदा बेचा।
और ये मोबाइल बैटरी, कार और लैपटॉप का बैटरी है या जो
इसकी
इलेक्ट्रिक
मुझे
व्हीकल
जानकारी नहीं है। ये जो
बैटरी
आजकल नई बैटरी आई हैं
जी,
मोबाइल की, कंप्यूटर की, लैपटॉप की, ये मुझे इसकी जानकारी नहीं है। और ये कहाँ खरीदा जाता है, कहाँ बेचा जाता है पता नहीं।
बट
हाँ, इतना तो जरूर
जी।
मालूम है कि कुछ माल ये दिल्ली बिकता ही है।
जी। तो इसमें क्या मटेरियल यूज होता है? इस
इसकी जानकारी कुछ है ही नहीं सर।
कोई जानकारी
हाँ,
नहीं
कि
है।
क्या मेटल निकलता है, क्या मटेरियल।
और आपको क्या लगता है कि मतलब अगर इसके बारे में अवेयरनेस हो, लोगों को बैटरी लाके मतलब कलेक्शन के बारे में प्रॉपर जानकारी दी जाए और उनको बताया जाए कि इसमें बहुत कीमती मेटल्स यूज होते हैं, तो लोग इंटरेस्ट लेंगे क्या इस चीज़ों
हाँ,
में?
जरूर लेंगे और अपन बता देंगे। अगर आप कहेंगे
जी।
तो अपन सेमिनार लगा लेंगे यहाँ पर।
जी बिल्कुल।
जरूर।
तो इस जानकारी के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद खालिद भाई, शुक्रिया।
Hi, myself Anushka. So I'm here to tell about my role in this project. So here we have conducted a waste battery collection drive at our institution, that is CSIR NCL, on October 7th and 8th. It was a 2-day collection drive. And firstly, before the collection drive, we had circulated the safety norms which should be followed while leaving the batteries. That is, the proper insulation of batteries are very much required. So it's kind of a awareness which we created. We had also shared a YouTube link which explains how to dispose the batteries. So basically, we gave the awareness about the disposal, safe disposal of batteries, and we got active participation from our institution. Around 32 people showed up during the 2-day drive, and we were able to get around 170 plus batteries. And this is the battery collection which we got. From the battery collection, we were able to assess that more of the batteries were alkaline AA batteries, and we were able to get AAA batteries, metal hydride batteries, lithium ion batteries, lithium polymer batteries, and zinc carbon batteries. Well, looking at the figure, we can say that the lithium polymer batteries or lithium ion batteries which we got was comparatively less to other batteries, because the durability and the lifespan of lithium batteries is very much high, but still these batteries are discarded. Now, in this project, we have also checked the cost and compositional analysis. So we can see that there is a very wide range of batteries which we got. From that, the compositional analysis of different batteries are different. Like in lithium ion batteries, we can recycle lithium, cobalt, and in zinc carbon batteries, zinc, steel can be retrieved. In lithium polymer batteries, it's lithium, and we have alkaline batteries where cobalt, manganese can be retrieved. So these cobalt, nickel, manganese, its cost in the market currently is very high. So we have checked the cost analysis. Like we got 170 batteries from NCL.
So looking at the 170 batteries, checking the cost estimation, we can able to retrieve manganese, zinc, cobalt, lithium, iron and steel. So total of 1000 rupees were able to be retrieved from our 2-day drive. So it projects that from a single 2-day drive we were able to get around 1000 rupees. Then if this is held in a higher level, like from NCL, 32 people came and we got 1000 rupees. Then if more 100% participation was there, then we would have got around 30,000. And if we are holding a single 2-day drive in whole Pune, we will be able to get crores of rupees. From this, it suggests that recycling is a very important thing which should be done considering the cost and as well as retrieving materials. Whatever is gone waste, if we are retrieving it from it, it is a very good thing, and that's it.
In this project, we are reviewing the battery management of policies as a part. So in order to achieve great extent of recycling of used batteries or end-of-life batteries, it is very much essential to have certain policies in place. In this regard, United States of America, China and some of the European countries have been practicing some policies so far. So accordingly, Government of India has brought in some policies in 2020 February. So we have reviewed these policies and we feel that it needs to be amended with some more policies. So in this regard, with this report, we are suggesting those amendments for making it a complete policy process.
So after careful evaluation of different part of our studies, we found that there are a lot of challenges in front of us in order to achieve the high efficiency of battery recycling. And in order to address those challenges, we find out that two key important things are there. The first is awareness regarding how important these battery recycling processes is. And the second thing is the needed policy creation and implementation of those policies. And not only policy implementation is required, but also the upgradation of infrastructure is also very essential. So in order to address these awareness challenges, the government need to take workshops and train the people who are working on the battery recycling processes, like battery collectors, the people who transport the battery from one place to another place, recyclers and refurbishers should be given certain incentives for the work they are doing and the contribution they are giving to the society. And overall, above all this, the battery producers or the importers should be legally binded with the law for the contribution in the recycling process. Only policy alone won't be sufficient for improving the recycling capacity of the country. Government need to put very much focus on the infrastructure upgradation as well. So when we say about the infrastructure mainly contains the battery collection centers, physical separation unit and refurbishing unit and then recycling units. And all these things should not be concentrated on major cities or around the urban center. It should be uniformly distributed across the country in a way that the transportation distance could be reduced and the recycling cost could be reduced and the output should be the maximized. And if we are bringing both the thing policy in place and the uniform infrastructure distribution throughout the country for the waste collection, waste transportation and the battery waste recycling, then in true manner we can improve our recycling capacity and we would be able to ready
for the recycling the batteries which are going to flooded with the increment in the electric vehicles in upcoming days.